I used to go to school.
Ah, I mean, the last time we had test on Friday, you were not present.
On Friday, I went to school. Oh.
I went to school.
Yes.
Ah, and that test is very, very compulsory.
I did not. I don't even know where the test is from.
Ah, are you not checking the group?
Eh?
Are you not checking the group?
Okay.
Are you not checking the messages on the group?
I'm checking it.
Please and please, you guys, you have 1 month to your exam. I'm begging you guys. You have to give everything you can. Eh? Give everything you can. I'm telling you. Go and check all the questions, all the topics we've learned so far. Check your jam past question series. Check it. How well can you answer every question, every topic we've done so far? At least by now, you should be able to answer 80% of the topics we've taught you so far. And if you have any issue with any topic, you quickly address it during the class. Oh, this part I'm not getting it, that part I'm not getting it. Then we quickly do a revision, even if it's for 10-15 minutes. Eh? By this time, everything I've taught you guys, I expect you to know it at least 70%. At least. Please and please. You guys, you did a little bit well. But some of you did very well. But I want you to do much more better. Please and please. So let's hopefully proceed with biology today. We have a lot of things to cover. Please, I'll be somehow fast now. And I want you to be more attentive because I want to cover at least 70% of your syllabus. And by now, we are still at 35%. And if you continue at this rate, you'll not be able to cover some subjects and some topics, sorry. And if you don't cover it, imagine they are not asking you a question on that topic. You'll be like, Mr. Mine said did not teach us this, or he did not teach us this. Or, you understand? So I want us to cover at least 75% or 70% of your syllabus. So look at this question now. I intentionally drew this question myself. Sometimes you see the question in 3D. I give you a diagram of the mammalian heart. They said the diagram below represents a section of the mammalian heart. They write A at the upper part, they wrote B. They wrote A here, they wrote B here, C here, D here. So actually this question is in diagram, but I use illustration for it because if you can get illustration, you will get diagram. They said if B represent the right artery and C represent the left artery. So if C represents left artery and B represent right, which of the following describes A and D? Some of you get it. When I was giving you the diagram, I was telling you where the outer is and how. I told you the position and how to locate it. And if you follow the class, you will easily agree with me that the A is the outer. And the D that is here is the left ventricle. Go and check your diagram. The diagram I gave to you in the last class. You see it there. So the outer is above the right atrium and the left atrium, while the left ventricle is below the right atrium. That one is just diagram issue. So go and check it. Then which of the following processes best illustrate irritability in living organisms? They said conversion of glucose to glycogen, withdrawal of a hand from it. Number one, do you remember what irritability? Do you remember when I was teaching you Mr. Nenjasi? Do you remember? So irritability simply means what? Anybody?
I think response to stimulus and
Response to stimulus. Yes. So your receptions, there's something we call neurons in biology. We have 3 of them. We have the sensory neurons, motor neurons. So the irritability is how organisms can respond to stimulus, something like an hot object. So the withdrawal of a hand from an object is an example of irritability. That's the first topic we did, I guess. Which organ is primarily responsible for aerobic respiration and it's very simple. Ribosome for I gave you all this function. Ribosome for protein synthesis, the Golgi apparatus, I gave you the mitochondria, the lysosome for lysosomal activities. It can give you this enzyme, lysosomes. So the answer is mitochondria. So they are the energy power of the cell. The fourth one talks about organisms belonging to kingdom Monera are characterized by. I gave you the characteristics of kingdom Monera. I gave you the kingdom Protista. I gave you kingdom Animalia, kingdom Plantae, and the kingdom Fungi. Please remember the 5 kingdoms. And I gave you each characteristics of these kingdoms. So the organisms belonging to kingdom Monera are characterized by. The answer is they don't have 2 nucleus. I said they are prokaryotics. They don't have 2 nucleus and they don't have a paper organics. Please remember that. I bet it be gem. Do you guys still remember? Okay. Counter-shading in aquatic animals such as fish and adaptation that. Please remember what counter-shading does under adaptive mechanisms. What is counter-shading? What is counter-shading?
I think it's when organism has 2 color,
Exactly.
lighter shade of color,
Exactly.
where one is lighter and the other one is darker to
Exactly.
prevent predators or
Exactly. So the answer is C. To protect against predators. And some of these questions are very simple. This question talks about in the internal structure of a dipole system. Vascular bonds are typically arranged. I gave you the difference between dipole system and monopole system. How the vascular bundles of monopole system behave, and how the vascular systems of dipole systems behave. And for the vascular bundles of dipole system, I said they are in a ring around the pit. It is for the monopole system that they are scattered throughout the gland tissue. But for the dipole system, they are in a ring, but they are connected together. So all these things that you know, just go and read it. During the light reaction processes, the primary function of chlorophyll is to what? I gave you chlorophyll contain a pigment called chloroplast. No, chloroplast contain a pigment called chlorophyll, which helps to absorb light energy and later convert it to chemical energy. So the answer is B. Question 8. Which reagent is used to test for reducing sugars? I gave you all these things. What is the answer is Benedict solution actually. Please remember all these things. The previous solution, the Sudan test, and the iodine solution. Please go and read it. Because of our time. Question 9. Hydra is an example of things that exhibit the tissue level of the because anybody. Why is Hydra an example of things that exhibits the tissue level of the tissue? I gave you COS. Cell, tissue, organs, system, and organism. Please remember these 5 things that I asked you to cram these acronyms. I said cells are organized into tissue to perform specific functions. Tissue are organized into organs to perform specific functions. Organs are organized into systems to perform specific functions. Systems are organized into organisms to perform specific functions. So here the answer is cells are organized, not specialized, into tissues performing specific functions. Please you get it. Once you remember this CTOS, I gave you these acronyms. The upward movement of water in blood is mainly due to what? Did I teach transpiration proof? I think I did. When I was talking about the UTS cell, do you remember? I said UTS cells helps to take in waters and nutrients from the soil to the other parts of the plant by this transpiration proof. Although this water that the root cell takes in, they comes into the root via diffusion, but they go into the other trees, like the other part of the trees, by transpiration proof. You get it? Do you still remember the function of xylem and the phloem? Do you still remember? Or gives you easy to eat. Please don't forget to. Xylem helps to transporting waters and mineral ions to the other part of the tree. So the type of movement that occur here is what we call transpiration. Is that taken? Why phloem helps in food? It helps to transport foods like sugars to the other part of the plant. So the answer is transpiration there. The piercing and sucking mouth of mosquito are adapted mainly for. I think I gave you that when we are talking about the mouth part of some organisms, how they are adapted to their living and to their survival. But the mouth part of mosquitoes, what does mosquito does? Is it not to suck blood? It's very logical. Which of the following organisms exhibits hypophytic? Do you remember what hypophytic nutrition is? Linear, what's hypophytic nutrition? Linear, what's hypophytic nutrition? Gibbs, what is holozoic? Titi, what is symbiotic?
Saprophytic nutrition is a type of nutrition that is obtained from dead decaying organic matter.
Very good. Dead decay organic matter. What about holozoic? Gibbs. Titi, what is symbiotic? Akinwale, what is parasitic? Oh,
Holozoic nutrition is a type of nutrition possessed by man where we ingest food, digest, absorb, and
it's involved injection and digestion. Symbiotic, Titi.
Okay, I think symbiotic nutrition is a nutrition whereby two organisms, I don't know if my English is correct, comes to give their to get their nutrients together, and it involves like two organisms, yeah.
I can hear
Not
you
maybe
properly.
two or more.
You said when two organisms are doing what?
Sorry, sir. I
Yes.
said this is symbiotic nutrition is a nutrition that shows the relationship between two organisms, whereby they get their nutrients together. They work together to
Okay.
get their nutrients and food.
It's a cooperative kind of nutrition when one is helping one and the other is helping the other one. Like tapeworm inside us now. We are feeding it and they help us in digestion also. So that's the kind of symbiotic. Like, for example, maybe you have been employed at work now. Your guy is paying you and you are working for her. You are rendering a service. Like you are helping her with her business. That is symbiotic. Amakinwale, what is parasitic?
Parasitic nutrition is a type of nutrition where an organism lives in the body of the host and obtains nutrients.
There's one key thing that I wanted to mention in the parasitic. Is the host benefiting from the other organism?
The parasite.
Yes. In symbiotic also, an organism is living in the host, but they are both contributing to the.
Okay, In
relationship
in parasitic nutrition, the parasite harms the host.
in the house. So is the host affected or not?
The host is affected
Very
negatively.
good. It's affected negatively. So that's one of the key difference between parasitic and symbiotic. So I give you different examples of the other these things. Go and check your notes. So the answer here is vice versa. The answer here is vice versa. Yeah. I believe that is taken.
So I have a question, sir.
Titi, what do you say?
I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
You said man and tapeworm, like they undergo symbiotic nutrition, but
Yes.
I don't know. But I think I don't know. But what my teacher when I was secondary school taught me, it is parasitic nutrition because the tapeworm is a parasite in the human body.
Yeah, it depends on how you want to channel it actually. So are you trying to tell us that you know the influence of tapeworm uh, in the body, like how they help in the body? Actually, if you go to advanced biology textbook, they will say tapeworm and man, they have a parasitic symbiotic relationship. So if you say that tapeworm and man has a parasitic relationship, you are correct, definitely. And if you say it has a symbiotic relationship, you are correct. Now, this is the logic. Let me just explain. Do you know tapeworm lives inside the intestine of the woman? So, how does the woman benefit the tapeworm? No, the food we ingest, the tapeworm will take like 10% of the food. And sometimes when you feel like, if you do not deworm to some extent, tapeworm will be consuming like 30% of what you are eating. And you feel like, I'm hungry. Even after eating, then you are hungry. So, the reason why we can say it is parasitic is that the woman is harmed because the tapeworm that is inside your intestine is consuming the nutrient that is meant for your own body, and it can cause all this malnutrition, like you are eating and it's not showing forth in your body and all. But there's a part of in biology also that they help us understand that many times when some people are suffering from indigestion, they found out that they don't have tapeworm, enough tapeworm. Tapeworm helps in digestion, like it helps to digest your food very fast, very fast. Although as they're digesting the food, we don't know the food they are consuming it themselves. I don't know if you get it now. So the best relationship that you can see for tapeworm is a parasitic symbiotic relationship. That's just the best. You get it. So if you call it parasitic relationship, you are right. You know, in symbiotic, we have, I think it's not commensalism and parasitic. All this
Yes, sir.
but I think commensalism is on your syllabus for this year jam. So, but in parasitism, like I told you, one organism benefits while the other is harmed. So, one of the reasons why you can call it parasitic, in which you are right, is because as tapeworm is living in our intestine, the food that you are ingesting, and it is reducing the type of nutrient that can reach your blood, another part of your body, and it's taking it to itself. Is that it? You know, Titi? Okay, Paul, welcome. Paul,
Sir, but
you
can
are
I
the only
ask
one
one
that's.
last question?
What do you say?
Can I ask one last question?
You want to ask one question more?
Yes, just one, just one.
Okay, what's it? So
So if you are giving
I
a
can call
question,
anybody to answer the question, or all of you. You have, yeah, I can hear you.
if you are giving a question that is they're like what is the nutrition between man and tapeworm, and there is parasitism there, there
They
is
cannot put
symbiotic
symbiotic there.
nutrition there.
They cannot put symbiotic there. They can
Okay,
never.
so they'll put just one, right? But if sir,
Yes.
sorry, but if the two is there, which one is the best answer?
Jam can never
You
do
have to
that.
prepare for the worst.
There are three types of symbiotic relationship, like I said. There is commensalism, I think there is parasitics, and it's not mutualism. Uh-huh. So Symbiotic is like a father that give birth to theories. They give birth to parasitism, mutualism. The two cannot be there. I'm very certain. So it is just the reason why I want to understand, because there's a question like that. They put symbiotic alone. They don't put parasitic. They don't put mutualism. They don't put commensalism. They just put holozoic, symbiotic. They put all other things like that. So what you pick there is symbiotic, because symbiotic can also be classified again to parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. I don't know if you get it, Titi, but they can never put symbiotic there and put parasitic, because parasitism is a type of symbiotic relationship. If you see symbiotic and parasitism there, it simply means the two, like they cannot ask that question and put the two options there. But in case they put it there, I've never seen a question like that before. But in case they put it there, just pick parasitism. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Are
sir.
we clear? Yeah. So let's quickly move on. So the answer there is vice opposite, right? So just go and read the organisms. The diagram below shows a cross section of a leaf. This one I want to confuse you. You can see A. A is at the top, B is in the middle, C. So the question is very logical. I didn't want to give you the 3D diagram of a leaf, but I expect you to be very smart at this time. So B is in between the A, and the A is the upper epidermis, while this is lower epidermis. Do you remember the structure I told you that is in between A and C, which is your palisade mesophyll? I said it is always in between. They can draw it in any form. They may want to confuse you, but once you understand the logic, the palisade mesophyll is in between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. They get the logic. So I'm trying to make you understand how JAMB can trick the question. It's palisade mesophyll. Is that it? Just go and study that diagram I gave you on that leaf again. Go and study how I give you how to identify each component, the illustration. Go and check it again, because we may not have time to do revision again on the previous topics. So you can go and check the videos again. Which of the following characteristics distinguish reptiles from amphibians? What distinguishes reptiles from amphibians? Reptiles we are different from amphibians are different from reptiles, right? Can somebody give me 2 examples of reptiles and 2 examples of amphibians? Lillian, 2 examples of reptiles.
Reptiles, there's snake, there's crocodile.
Okay. 2 examples of amphibians.
Frog and amphibian, there's frog and
You want to call it Ben?
eh?
You want to call it Ben? You said frog or toad, David?
A frog and toad.
Okay. So amphibians, they are just animals that live both in water and on land. So any animal that comes to your head that lives inside the water and in the land, the examples of amphibians. Is that okay? Now I said, which of the following characteristics distinguish reptiles from amphibians? The sequence of particular color, external fertilization, cold-blooded metabolisms. Under the difference between reptilians and the amphibians, from what you said under reptilians, I think you made mention of lizard, crocodiles. If you look at their texture, you will know that they have a dry skin. Like, in fact, they have a very, very dry skin. All reptilians. There are so many examples of them. The only animal that does not really have a very strong dry skin is the snake. But snake also is an example of reptilians, actually. But reptilians also, they are cold-blooded animals. However, they have these dry scaling scales. If you check the tortoise, it's an example of reptilia also. The crocodile, like you said, it's an example. So the major difference between the reptiles and the amphibians is the dry scaling scale. You get it? The dry scaling scale. So we did this in the last 2 classes. The outermost covering of the crown of the mammalian tooth is what? If you don't get this one, I'm supposed to flood it. Plasmolysis in plant cells occur when the cell is placed in what? What is plasmolysis? I've not teach you this actually, but I intentionally put it. I don't want you to score a bit, but some of you still got it. So it's when a plant cell is put in an hypotonic solution. There's something we call plasmolysis and hemolysis. So this hypotonic solution simply means the concentration in the internal environment is smaller than the external environment. So more water will be coming into the cell to be coming in. So it will lead to turgidity. More macrobc to become more bigger. Plasmolysis is shrinking, and that is when a plant is put under hypertonic solution. So water will be going out, so it will be shrinking. Isotonic is when there is equilibrium. Is that okay? So different shapes of bed pigs are primarily adaptation for what? Anybody? Anything bed pigs, I told you, is not food acquisition. You cannot be using pigs for temperature regulation. You can use it for flight or reproductive. Which tissue provide mechanical strength in mature plants? Everybody should be able to get it because I address this parenchyma, cambium. I took my time to address it very well. When we talk about mechanical strength, I told you it's parenchyma. The main function of lymph in mammals. I've not teach you this. I think it's part of the things I will teach you today. The transport media. We started with how blood moves, but I've not actually entered the lymph actually. But some of you still got it. So the main function of the lymph is to return excess tissue fluid to the bloodstream. That's function of the lymph. We address this one into this class. And the last question, which looks trickish, is just a little understanding. You can see that this one is very full. So the diagram below represents a cell placed in different solution. This is stage 1, this is stage 2. Now look at it. This one is very full, and this one is looking as if it is getting reduced already. Then the change from stage 1 to stage 2 indicates what? This is just, I think that's question 17 that was talking about hypertonic solution. Simply means water is being lost and the cell is getting shrink already. So that's plasmolysis due to water loss. This is that again. All right. So please, I want you guys to ensure you go back to your past questions. You did well. I'm so encouraged with your performance, but then I'm not too happy. It is called 16 in the biology. It's not 16 carries, it's called 11 in the biology. It's not justice did not do biology. So it's called 9 biology. Tell me, are you there? It's not me in the class. She didn't join the class again. It's called course called 15 biology. That's a very good score. So over 100 is scored about 75%. Lillian scored 15 also. So Lillian and Paul, you are chasing yourself. Benita, is Benita in the class? Benita, are you there? Please don't help me confirm. Is Benita in the class? Gifts, help me check. She's not there, right? All right, thank you. Benita scored 9. I think Feomi and Benita need to work more on your biology. Gift scored 16. So Gift is like, I owe you something, I think. You are 35. That's good. So I want you to put that same energy to your jam. You still be doing your mock, which is your last test before your real jam exam. So let's move on. I give you an assignment. Have you guys done it? I give you some assignment that you should go and find. I have to go and find the function of some vessels. Have you guys done that? Please talk so that we can continue, please. What is the function of outer? Confidence. Confidence, are you there? Akinwale, what is the function of pulmonary artery? These are jam favorites. So when it comes to blood vessels, okay, and I ask you guys to go and work on it as well. Confidence, you're not answering me. Acknowledge you're not answering me. You don't know it. Are you guys promised me that you do it in the last class? Does anyone know what you said? As well. I know you guys will not do it. I was telling Mr. Lotatuku Gerata. I know the type of student I have. They will not do it. Outhouse, they carries, let me use oxygenated blood to the body. Do you get the abbreviation? Please, do we get the abbreviation? What did I say after those? These are jam favorite questions under blood vessels. They carry oxygenated blood to the body. So the O represent oxygenated blood. This R represents how they carry it, and B represent the blood. Is that taken? Are we together? Pulmonary artery. Can somebody tell me the function of pulmonary artery? Pulmonary artery carries the oxygenated blood to the lung. Is that taken? DO represent the oxygenated. They carry the oxygenated blood to the lung. So can someone tell me what pulmonary vein does? I ask you guys to go and work on it. I don't give up on you guys. I've given up. Thank you. It carries oxygenated blood to the heart. If you can master all these vessels, sincerely, there's no vessel that jump will ask you that will not be able to say. They carries. Please, are you getting the abbreviation or you want me to write in full? Do you guys understand the abbreviation? Lillian, do you understand the abbreviation? Confidence. Akinwale, you guys should talk now. So the vena artery and the vena vein. When you hear the word vena, it's talking about kidney. So arteries always carry blood away from the heart. So it carries blood to the kidney. Carries blood to the kidney. Hey, Providence, you have a lot of things to do. You've not even started with this class. The vena vein. carries blood from the baby. This one, I said the pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood to the heart. These ones, they carry the oxygenated blood to the lung. And there's the last one that Jam always asks is the hepatic water vein. That one is they expect you to know it as in your syllabus. The hepatic. When you hear the word hepatic is hepatic means liver. So hepatic water vein, they carry digested food to the liver. Sorry, my system is I hope that is taken. Is that taking place? So quickly write this down. Let's move to today's class. Write this within 1 minute, please. So you can just give it abbreviation. Aorta, OB. Once you want to remember OB, remember from oxygenated blood to the body. OB. Pulmonary artery, DO. Pulmonary vein, OH. But if you can know it in full, it is better. But some people that don't like full things can give it an abbreviation. So today we are going to blood and lymph. I believe it should be done by now. Please, I want us to be very fast. Biko, I'm sorry. So let's move to blood and lymph. As transport media. That's the next topic I want us to check. I have a diagram here that I want to show you. It will help us as we move forward in this thing. Just look at it. Now, you can see blood here, right? Blood here can be partitioned into two components, the plasma and the formed element. Just pay attention. Can you see it? Let's check the right one, the one on the left. The plasma contains waters, proteins, and other salts. The formed element, the one that contains the red blood cells, all the cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets. So it contains the erythrocytes, the leukocytes, and the thrombocytes. Can you see it? Now, the white blood cell itself contains the granulocytes and the agranulocytes. The agranulocytes contain the lymphocytes, the monocytes, and the granulocytes contain the neutrophils, the eosinophils, and the basophils. If you can understand this tree, everything we are doing very soon, apart from the lymph aspect, but the blood aspect is on all these things. Do you get it? Blood has how many? The first branch is it has two components: the plasma and the formed element, isn't it? The plasma contains what? It contains water, proteins, and other solids. Hmm? The formed element, what does it contain? It contains the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the platelets. The white blood cells contain extra things. It contains the granulocytes and the granulocytes. The granulocytes contains the lymphocytes and the monocytes, while the granulocytes contains the neutrophils, the eosinophils, and the basophils. Please, is that taken? Is that taken, please? Very good. So let me just give you a short. So one of the things they can ask, sometimes they can ask the functions of all these components. For example, the plasma. Let me start with the plasma. Plasma, they are transport medium. The transport medium. These red blood cells, they have many functions actually. But let me give you functions here because we have many functions of the red blood cell. But the major one is that it helps in transporting oxygen. Let me just give you a short one before we enter it in full. Transport oxygen. These white blood cells, majority of the time is for defense, and this platelets is for blood clotting. That's the major functions of all these components here, the plasmas and the TV cells there. These are the major functions. Now, before we move into the full, let's talk a little bit about the lymph also. You know, we are talking about the blood and the lymph. So the lymph, they had the colorless fluid. And what this does is that they helps to transport digested fats. And also they can help to return the fluid back to the blood. But let me just highlight the key point for you. They are colorless fluid. They can serve as a defense system against infection. Defense against infection. Can transport digested fats. So give me 1 minute. Let me start it off. Okay, sorry guys. I believe you can see my screen, right? So this is just a little introduction to blood and the lymph. So let us now go to the so let me just make a little recap. I was talking about the blood and the lymph. I was talking about some component that the blood contains. The blood contains the plasma and the formed elements. The plasma contains water, proteins, and other salts. There are some tests that if you want to do in the lab, for those of you that are going to microbiology or I think you still do a little bit of it in the nursing sessions. If you want to test for some blood, for example, if you want to test for your what's it called, your genotype and your blood group. So we always pick the plasma. After taking the blood from your vein, we put it inside a tube and we spin it by using the centrifugation machine. So after spinning it for about 3,600 minutes per second speed, we remove it. So it will separate the blood from the plasma. So we pick the plasma, we put it under the sample like a tie, and we add the necessary reagents to it. So that's how we know the blood group, the genotype, and all from it, because there's something we call agglutination. But that's not just so. Plasma actually is also a transport medium that contains water, proteins, and other solids. So these are the things that, especially the proteins aspect, that make us understand the genetic nature of an organism. So we can pick it and make our test on it. So the blood contains the formed element, which include the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the platelets. The red blood cells can help to transport oxygen. The white blood cell can help as a defense system. The platelets can help in blood clotting. Blood clotting is when there is this covering in order to stop the maximum loss of blood, probably in accident scene, or probably you cut your hand now. There's this whitish plate that we first show and all. So it helps the blood clots in the platelets, and the white blood cell contains the granulocytes, the granulocytes. As you can see in the table. And we also make mention of the lymph as a colorless fluid that helps to transport digested fats. And I try to highlight the major things that we ask under the lymph. In case they're asking you that the component that helps to transport digested fats or helps in defense against infection, and they did not put white blood cell there, the answer is the lymph. Does that take long? So let's quickly go to blood transport system. We've started that before. Actually, that's when we talk about the xylem, the phloem. So we have the vascular tissues which contain the xylem, the phloem. Can somebody remind me the function of xylem? I will not need to write it again.
It transports water and mineral salts from the soil and with the roots to other parts of the plant where they are needed.
Let's see. Hope we get that. I don't know what is. How about this Microsoft to say like this? Sorry, I lost my network. So I was talking about the vascular tissues. Oh, okay, now so. So we said vascular tissues contain the xylem. So now we have to take this. I don't know. Xylem and the phloem. So I think it's not gives that define help us with the function of the xylem. So xylem helps to transport water and mineral salts that's been provided by the cells. And the movement is always upward. This is what did I say? The movement is upward only. That's how we call transpiration. Please, do we get that? And the phloem, which is the second one, can somebody help us with the function of the phloem? Anyone?
Think
Yeah, do you want to say something?
yes.
The phloem.
The phloem, it transports food materials from the leaves to other parts of the plant.
They have to transport. So let me dictate this. So plant transport system, we talked about the vascular tissues. So we talked about the two vascular tissues, the xylem and the phloem. We said xylem transports water and mineral salts. And I said the movement is upward only. The phloem, they transport manufactured food. People that are manufactured from the leaves, by the leaves to the other part of the plant. And the movement is not upward. The movement is bidirectional. It can go upward, it can go downward. Please, do you understand the difference between the xylem and the phloem now? Please quickly write it down. Confidence, you get the definition. Xylem transports water, and mineral salts. Ah, boy, I'm tired of this thing. So phlegm transport manufacture food. And there's one thing I want you to understand. The xylems are made up, they are made of dead cells. Why the phloem? They are made up of living cells. In case they had to. That's one of the difference between xylem and phloem. Apart from what they transport, apart from the direction of their transportation, their genetic makeup also. These are the three differences that they can add to from xylem and phloem. Xylem, they transport water and mineral salts, right? Phloem transport manufactured food. You see the difference. The second thing I gave is that in xylem, the movement is always upward. Why in phloem, the movement is bidirectional. Is that taken? And the last thing is that the xylem cells, they are made of dead cells. Why the phloem cells, they are made of living cells. This is that taken. So let's move to another topic, mechanism of transport. Mechanism of transport. Number one, or diffusion. Mechanism of transport. Mechanism of transport. Diffusion. So diffusion simply entails the movement of substances, something you are familiar with, or substances from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration until they are evenly dissolved. You get the definition? It's the movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration until they are evenly dissolved. For example, if somebody mess in a class, the people around the person will be the first one to know, apart from the people that their nose is not working very well. The people beside her or beside them, they will be the first people to know that gift has mess. And before you know it, it will begin to circulate around the class. Is that okay? Gift, sorry. I like entering you. So diffusion is the movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration until they are evenly distributed. Example of diffusions include the exchange of gases, the absorption of nutrients by the root hair cells, the absorption of waters, the absorption of mineral salt by the root hair cells. The examples of diffusions. That taking somebody using a perfume at the corner of the room is an example of diffusion. Because before you know it, the room will be smelling perfume. And as she's going, other people will be having a smell, having a taste of the perfume. Wow. The perfume is nice. So that is diffusion. But under this mechanism of transport, jump like heart suppression and osmosis, plasmolysis and turbidity, all those things. So let's move to the second one, which is osmosis. Osmosis. Please hope you are writing. I'm not writing again. I don't know why my So do you get the definition for diffusion? So let's move to osmosis. So can somebody tell me the definition for osmosis? Anybody? Osmosis simply means the movement of water molecules from a region of higher concentration of water concentration to a region of a lower water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. The most important thing in osmosis is you should know from where the movement is occurring, and the medium is through a semi-permeable membrane. But diffusion is until it is evenly distributed. Do you get the definition? So let's move to plasmolysis and turbidity. Let me give you this diagram. So this will give you the definition of plasmolysis, flaccidity, and turgidity. You can see from the diagram, if they ask you hypertonic solution, they ask you hypotonic solution and isotonic solution. So when we talk about plasmolysis, we are talking about shrinkage of plant cells in hypertonic solution. Shrinkage of plant cells in hypertonic solution. Do we get that? That is plasmolysis. That is, there's excess loss of water, excess loss of nutrients, excess loss of ions, and the plant began to shrink. Just as if you are taking water out of something. You know, orange. If you are drinking orange, for example, to get to a time that you can squeeze it very well, isn't it? That is shrinkage, because water is leaving the orange as you are taking it, as you are drinking it. Is that okay? Is that okay, everybody? For the turgidity, only Lillian is there. Turgidity, you can see that water is entering into the cell. So there's a way in which it has this firmness. Like sometimes the size can increase. It can become more turgid. Like it should become more swollen. Little bit. So that is the difference between. So plasmolysis need an hypertonic solution, while turgidity needs an hypotonic solution. In case they ask you hypertonic, you can see how the water is moving out. In case they ask you hypotonic solution, you can see that the concentration outside, water is coming in, it's coming back to the cell. Let's quickly write that down. Please, are we done writing this? Now let's go to another chapter. That's chapter 7. Like I said, we are moving very fast today. Let's go to respiration. Please, I want you to bear with me. We have to be very fast. The biology syllabus is too wide, and we need to move fast as possible. So respiration is not something that you are not familiar with. We've explained that under the cell when we are taking the component of the cells, especially the mitochondria. So respiration is a process by which living organisms release energy from food substances. The point by which living organisms release energy from food substance. Permit me, I will be dictating as we continue for now. But I'll try as much as possible that everybody gets the dictation. But there are many significance and the importance of respiration. But the major things that they're asking you, they are the respiratory organs and surfaces. But let me just give you some significance of respiration in case you are being tested in that area. The significance of respiration include significance of expression include. Now, respiration is important because it provides energy for growth, it provides energy for movement, it provides energy for repair of tissues. Everything needs energy, even reproduction. Maintenance of body temperature needs energy. So respiration provides energy for all these things. Is that okay? So were you able to jot that down? Or I should come again. I said respiration provide energy for growth. Anything, you should just write growth, movement, maybe reproduction, repair of tissues, maintenance of body temperatures and all. So let's quickly go to respiratory organ and surfaces. So you need to go and know the organs and surfaces. For you know what? Oh my God. So I'll be explaining the respiratory organs for all these things. Or let me say, you guys go and check the respiratory organs for all different kinds of animal, especially the one I gave to you on your jam syllabus, like the fish, the gills. Fish use the gills for breathing, for their own gaseous exchange. The insects, they use the trachea system for their respiration. So go and learn it when you are done. Or should I give you that one? The mammals, what do we use? We use lung, Gabi. Amoeba, uncle. Linear. What does amoeba use? The respiration organ for amoeba.
Body surface.
Thank you, Jerry. So go and check that. Fish, gills, amoeba, body surface, insects, the trachea system, the mammals, the lung. What about plants? What can I help us with plants?
Stomata.
Stomata and lenticels. That's gaseous exchange. Please, are we together? So let's move to gaseous exchange in plants. Gaseous exchange in plants. Like we said, the gaseous exchange in plants are the stomata, the lenticels, and also we have the root hair cells. So the location, the stomata is in the leaf, they help in the closing and the opening of the leaf. The lenticel is in the stem, while the root hair is in the root. That's just the major difference. Please, do we get it? Hope I'm not too fast. Hello, hope I'm not too fast, please. Let's check this diagram, sorry, for the opening and closing of the stomata. You can see the guard cells is the one that controls the opening and the closing. This is the first diagram here when the stomata was closed. So you can see that there's a closed pore here. You can see the diagram. There's a closed pore here. And the vacuole, we have less water or no water. You can see that there will be little water because the stomata is closed. But if you look at the second one, the vacuole will be more filled with water and the pore will be open. For every closed stomata, there's a closed pore. And for heavy open stomata, there's an open pore. You can see it here. So that's how the opening and the closing of stomata, that's how they work. So how does stomata open? Stomata opens when guard cells are turgid. And stomata close when guard cells are flaccid. Can somebody explain that two concepts to me? Do you have anybody that wants to talk there? I can hear you, son. Now. Is it a message? Let me check. Coming out. I want to check something. Okay, there's no message now, and I'm hearing a sound. Okay, so I was telling you that it is the guard cell that controls the opening and the closing of the stomata. They used to get that. And I was saying that stomata opens only when the guard cells are turgid, and stomata close when the guard cells are flaccid. So I'm asking, do you understand that concept? When the guard cells are turgid, I explained turgidity to you, and I explained flaccidity to you. The stomata opens when the guard cells are turgid, and stomata closes when the guard cells are flaccid. Can somebody explain that? That's anybody? Give to you. Let me see.
Okay, it opens when it's turgid in the sense that there is enough water in the vacuole. That is, it has absorbed enough water in the vacuole, so it's able to open, causing the guard cell to be turgid. And then it closes when it is flaccid. That is when it loses water. Like, so there's water content there, but it's not much. It's just.
So why is it closing when it is flaccid? What's it trying to do?
It's trying to conserve water.
That's the most important thing. So I hope you understand that now. It's trying to retain and to conserve the water it has. Please, are we all getting it? Are we all getting it? So let's move to another topic. Getting, and that's the mechanism of breathing in animals. The mechanism of breathing in animals, or gaseous exchange in mammals. Anyway, the mechanism of breathing. Let me look for a diagram to explain that. The mechanism of breathing. So the word inspiration and expiration is not something that is strange to you. So when air enters to the lungs and hull, that is inspiration. And you can also call it inhalation. If you look at the diaphragm in this aspect, you can see that the diaphragm contracts and the ribs will move more up when there is inhalation. But for air leaving the lung or air expelled from the lung, that is when you see CO2 leaving and the diaphragm will relax, like you've seen, and the ribs move. It will move down. That is, you return to the normal position. You can breathe in and breathe out to confirm. If you breathe in and breathe out, when you breathe in, you will notice that your ribs move up. Even it will look as if you are going up. and your diaphragm will contract. Are you with me? Can you practice it? When you breathe down, it will look as if you are coming down, and that is that your diaphragm is relaxing and your ribs is moving down. You get, so in case they ask you the respiratory movement, the mechanism, inhalation, can you please write it down so that you don't forget? Inhalation, diaphragm contract, and the ribs move up. They can ask you. Inhalation, the diaphragm contract. In case you forget, you can use yourself as a case study in the exam hall. Just breathe in and breathe out. Have you written it down? Inhalation, what do I say? The diaphragm contracts and the ribs move up. In exhalation, what happened? The opposite, right? Breathe out, let us see. You can see the diaphragm relax and the ribs move down. Is that okay? And one key point under this process of inhalation and exhalation that you need to remember is that oxygen always diffuses from alveoli into the blood. What do I say? You can see the alveoli there. Oxygen always diffuses from the alveoli into the blood, while CO2 will diffuse from blood into the alveoli. They get the logic. Please write it down. The process of breathing. Write it down. The process of breathing. Underline it. The process of breathing. Oxygen, the first line. Oxygen diffuses from alveoli. Oxygen diffuses from alveoli into blood. Oxygen diffuses from alveoli into blood. CO2 diffuses from blood into alveoli. CO2 diffuses from blood into alveoli. So there are two types of respiration. We have the aerobic respiration. Let's move to that. And the anaerobic respiration. Hope you're not too tired of writing. Hope it's that there. Please, have you written it down? Aerobic respiration, no, Biko. Gift, have you written it? So aerobic respiration is the release of energy from food, right? In the presence of oxygen. Don't forget that. Let me try and write. I hope it works. So I'm tired of this thing. Okay. Aerobic respiration. We said it is the release of energy from food in the presence of oxygen. Let me give you the equation. That would be glucose plus oxygen, since they said it's in the presence of oxygen. That's glucose plus oxygen. To give CO2, carbon dioxide, and water. Said the release of energy. So that means our ATP will be at the product side, which is in form of energy. Is that okay? All right. You have different stages of aerobic respiration, but I don't want to go deeper because I began to explain glycolysis to you. Your head may not take it, but the word glycolysis simply means the breakdown of glucose into pyruvate. We have 10 stages in this reaction. We have different enzymes in these reactions. It is a course in biochemistry. We do it under BCH 201 later, the glycolysis. So it is one of these. It is an example of the stages of aerobic respiration. We also have the Krebs cycle. You should have heard about the Krebs cycle before, the TCA cycle. It's also an example of aerobic respiration. The Krebs cycle is just like a flow where enzymes is being released, energy, sorry, is being released. I think for a complete flow of glycolysis, if I can remember very, it's not 1280. I can't remember very. For Krebs cycle, there's a particular amount of energy that you get for one complete cycle. It's like a cycle, an unending cycle. So to continue like that. Somebody wants to say something? Is there anybody that wants to say something there?
Sorry, it's Mrs. Tate.
All right. So these are the examples of aerobic expiration. So another thing you need to, in case they have, they may not ask question on that glycolysis Krebs cycle actually. But the most important thing is from the word glycolysis. Anytime you see the word lysis, L-Y-S-I-S, simply means breakdown, right? So glycolysis is talking about when glucose is broken down into pyruvate. In case you see a question on that, they may not ask you. Or let me say, I don't want to say they will not ask you. And the location, in case they ask you, what is the location? Where does it occur in the living organisms? It occurs in the cytoplasm. That's where glycolysis occurs. The Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria. Is that taken? But the glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm. Like I said, it's an advanced biology. I don't think they will ask you that in your exam. But you need to understand the examples of aerobic respiration, which is glycolysis Krebs cycle. Don't forget that one. So let's quickly move to anaerobic respiration. So from the word anaerobic, it's talking about the opposite of aerobic, the release of energy from food in the absence of oxygen. Another one talks about the presence of oxygen. This one is the release of energy from food in the absence of oxygen. Can you please write it down? Anaerobic respiration is the release of energy from food in the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration is the release of energy from food in the absence of oxygen. An example of anaerobic respiration in animals is when glucose is converted to lactic acid. So when it's converted to lactic acid, there's a way to release energy. Likewise, during the conversion. I'm trying to see if I will see some questions under this. So have you written down the examples of anaerobic respiration? when glucose is broken down to lactic acid, you can say lactic acid formation. It's an example of anaerobic. In plants also, there's something we call yeast fermentation. Yeast fermentation. Some people, I don't know, some of you may work in the brewery industry where they are producing wines and all. So that is an example of anaerobic respiration. When yeast is break down glucose, it breaks down glucose without oxygen, and it will produce ethanol, which is alcohol and carbon dioxide plus energy. So yeast fermentation, there are some respiration in some bacteria also that they can respire without oxygen. Can respire without oxygen. And in the yogurt industry, production of yogurt, we call it fermentation by microorganisms in food production. So these are the examples of anaerobic respiration: the yeast fermentation, the lactic acid formation, respiration in some bacteria. For aerobic respiration, glycolysis, Krebs cycle. Please, is that taken? Is that taken? So let me look for some past questions. Oh, okay, we have about 5 people, okay? You are going first. Are you there? Please answer this question. What's our time? Akewale, Gift, answer the second question. Akewale, are you there? Akewale, are you there? Confidence, answer the third question. Gift, are you there? Gift, oh,
You-
Gift, are you there? Akinwale, are you there? Confidence, are you there? Answer my question now.
Which one? Which of the questions?
Which component of the blood is responsible for clothing?
The
I explained
platelet.
during the class. The platelets. Is that your last answer? You want to have a second thought?
That's my last answer.
That's your final answer.
Yes, sir.
What's the function of plasma? Anybody that can bill him? How do you know your answer is platelets? Are you guessing?
No, I'm not.
You are right, actually. But then I want to be sure. You don't have an idea. Who can help? I give you the guys the gifts. Are you there?
Network was I don't know what network was in on my system. Which one is my question?
Can I help you?
What is the function of plasma? You can help. Is that linear?
Yes.
Okay.
The plasma transports nutrients, hormones, and blood cells like around the body.
Okay. What about the white blood cells?
The white blood cells fight against diseases and they act in protection. They protect the body. Sure.
The defense system
Defense.
of the body. Okay, that's good. So gifts. Actually, can you get now? So the answer is, I don't know why this thing is jumping. But this is the answer, sure. You are right. So gift, what is the answer for the second question? The function of red blood cells is to transport what?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Confidence. Which blood vessels has valves to prevent backflow of blood? Is confidence there? Confidence, you're not talking since morning. Oh. Confidence, are you there? Can somebody help her? Like,
The answer is B, veins.
yeah, we did this in the last class. It helps to prevent backflow of blood. I can only answer this question. But all these questions are very common. If don't this a lot of time, isn't it? Akinwale, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you still thinking about it? Do you want to go to 50-50? You want to call the audience? Hmm?
Is it the JAM 2011 question or the JAM 2019 question?
2019. Which tissue transports waters and mineral salts?
Xylem.
Exactly. Very good. We did these questions today. Gift, over to you. This question. Dimension.
C. Higher
What is it?
concentration. C. Higher concentration to lower concentration.
Okay. Lillian Alpha.
C. Semi-permeable membrane.
What about this next one? Lillian, answer it again. Hmm? Lillian, we are waiting.
C. C.
I've been a guest of. Lillian, you're not talking again. Are we tired of mommy?
I said transpirations are C. C.
Why do you pick transpiration?
Eh?
Why not photosynthesis? We are laughing at it. Yeah. So I can only answer this question. I can only there.
Yes, sir. The limbs.
Very good. So this is on chapter 7. What we are just doing now. Gifts, over to you.
C. Energy is released.
Hmm?
C. Energy is released from food.
Answer this question again.
Respiration is best defined as the process by which.
Like this question,
Okay.
2016.
Which of the respiration?
Have you eaten today? Gifts?
Yeah, trachea is trachea. C. Ah, no,
You're not eating. You will not eat and you'll be talking. Have you not taking your lunch? Which one?
the both of them.
Not taking your breakfast and your lunch.
Yes.
Are you fasting? Yeah? Lillian Alpha.
Sir?
What's the answer? Lillian.
C. Alveoli.
Okay. Oh, Lillian. Oh, Avila. How about the 2018?
B. B, oxygen.
Very good. Actually answer this. Phosphorylation. I love this question.
Uh, I have no idea.
I think I taught you the explosion of course of both the aerobic and the anaerobic. And I taught you so the aerobic. I said we have the glycolysis and the peptide. I thought you were glycolysis of course. That's already a course.
Glycolysis,
Yeah, like what about peptide? Where does it occur?
my mitochondria.
Mitochondria.
Yes.
Oh, very sweet. Actually, do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Which structure helps in building movement in mammals? Actually, A heart, B rib cage, C liver, D kidney.
Shall I come again?
Which structure helps in breathing movements in mammals?
Helps in doing what? Sorry.
Can you sit on the board? Breathing movements in mammals. Is it the heart, the rib cage, the liver, the kidney? It cannot be the kidney, it cannot be the liver. It's between the heart and the rib cage. We are talking about the
The
breathing
rib
movement.
cage.
That's the rib cage. Yes. Who's the next person? Is it Gift or Lilia? Which of the two?
Gift.
Gift you don't talk or Le.
Alcohol and carbon dioxide.
That's good. Good girl. What do you want to eat today? Should I take you for a lunch?
Please do, please.
Our place is far.
Hey, Jesus.
You know where I am.
Hmm?
You know where I am.
No.
And you say I should do. You want me to disappear? If I come over there, won't you fly? Won't you run away?
Hey, God. Oh, yeah, give me the money, Z.
Because I think I'm a spider now.
Hey, God.
So which of the following is a respiratory surface implant? Gifts.
This stomata.
Yeah?
Stomata.
But they ought to have put lens itself out there so that it can confuse you. Linear, answer this. I love this question. I want Linear to answer it. If you see what happened, Gift was fighting me, my dear. I don't know what I did to her. If something doesn't support to muscle results in it, only I hope it's not too hard for you. This question is a technical question, but I've told you to do.
God.
Selena, are you there? When I was talking about anaerobic, I was telling you how lactic acid can be formed. And then there will be sufficient oxygen. You've forgotten. Please don't forget to. And lastly, do this question. Give me this one. I don't even know what to do to you. I won't even talk to you again. I won't call your name again. Lilian.
Well, sorry, I'm Weber.
Are you on that prayer? Because I will not talk to you again. As well. Yeah. Please, I want you guys to go back to the notes. Next week, we want to, in the next class, that's Wednesday. We go to an excursion. By God's will, that's our chapter 8. We must finish it on Wednesday. So in the meantime, go and finish the movement of blood, the transportation of blood and lymph, the transport media. Go and check it again. And check your respiration. Okay. The respiration, what they will ask on that respiration is that they ask you how organism you respire. They will ask you the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And they will ask you some technical questions. Like they can ask you glycolysis. How does it occur? Does it occur in the cytoplasm, in the mitochondria, in the liver? And they can ask you the Krebs cycle. And in case you don't see Krebs cycle, they can call it TCH cycle. Tricarboxylic acid. It's another name for Krebs cycle. In case you don't see Krebs cycle reaction, they're also the same thing. Is that it? So all these things, just go and read it again. I believe you guys have 1 or 2 textbooks for each subject, right? So go and take it again. And report back to me. Is that taken? Is that taking gifts? No, Ale. Is that okay? Please,
Yes,
you guys should improve in your biology. The last result I had in your biology, I'm not really encouraged. I think Lillian had 15 or 16. One of the two. Let me check. Lillian had 15. Gift had 16. That's good. It is well. You guys are getting better.
So what was the total score?
20.
Okay.
20. They did well. But some people had 9. Even me, when I was in 11, I didn't have all the score. My biology had 68. So that's the lowest score in my. That's because I had the lowest score in my subject. So I just believe you can just do better. At least so someone that had 16, that's about 80%. And to someone that has 15, that's about 75%. So that's the very good score. So keep it up. Just make sure you get better every day. And you ensure you are learning every day. Lillian, my girl. Gives confidence. Confidence is there. And Akinwale, my guy. So do well to do the needful. So we'll be ending the class. Confidence, you don't want to talk to me today. And now you'll be coming to my dear. Confidence, let us start today. Do you hear me or you cannot talk again? Confidence. Don't worry. Can you hear me? You're not talking since morning. Chat me hot today. Okay. All right. So Akinwale, if you have anything to tell me, do want to chat me up. I'm your guy, eh? Don't chat me up anytime.
All right, sir.
Yeah. So everybody do want to have a good day and enjoy yourself. I don't want your clap or gifts. I want your level. Confidence is when they need Gift if I catch you. Now you are talking. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. So let's go to have a good day. Thank you, confidence. Enjoy yourself. Bye bye.